can mute notifications.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another YouTube live stream. Today, we're joined by Didrik and Håkon, continuing our building and launching a tailor-made headless e-commerce webshop live. So today, with the guys that have joined, we'll be customizing the boilerplate even more, adding shapes, and visualizing all of these with Didrik's help, making it look beautiful in the front end. Guys, you want to say a few words?
Yeah. Hello, and I am really psyched to have Didrik with us today. So it's been we've done a few live streams in the past, and we have been careful not to really do any front end design, anything in that area, because we're not really good at it. And so we're lucky today to have you with us, so we can actually show you how to extend some shape in Crystallize and make a beautiful front end from it.
Well, more beautiful, as we say.
More beautiful.
At least we can try. Beautiful, something in that direction. We'll try at least.
Right. So,
awesome.
For those of you who don't know, I am Håkon. I am the head of engineering at Crystallize. Didrik, you want to say who you are?
Yeah, as mentioned, I'm Didrik. I am the head of design in Crystallize. So I both do the prototyping, but I also do some coding. So we're going to try to live code some today. Never done it before, so let's see how it works out.
Right. So we just dive in. Stavros, what do you think?
Let's go ahead. I think Håkon will be sharing his screen. And like Didrik mentioned, we will be live coding today. So yeah, let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Okay, let me just give me a second to share. All right, so I think I got it. And so this is a continuation of our last video where you, Stavros, and Board, you created a brand new tenant. You started from scratch, and you created a beautiful tenant here with some mini cars to it. Let me just see if I can get one up here. And then not only that, but you managed to get it live. And here it is, Mini Cars Jamstack Shop. So we're supposed to continue off this, Didrik, and extend it with some more information. I think where Stavros on Board left it the last time was that we've got some cars and we have some stories. There's an about page, and so on and so forth. If you want to enrich this a bit more, it would make sense to have something like a manufacturer. That makes sense, doesn't it?
I think it does.
Yeah. So we've got a Ferrari, we got a Fiat, a muscle car, and a race car. Not sure what the brands those are, but at least we can make a manufacturer for a Fiat and for a Ferrari. So let's start by doing that. So whenever you want to create something new within Crystallize, and in this case, a manufacturer, this is a concept that your tenant doesn't know anything about. It knows about products and it knows about general documents and folders, but a manufacturer, well, if you want it to be, you can just have a pure document, call it Ferrari, but this is not what you want to do. So because there are no manufacturer specific things here, this is a generic document, can be anything. So let's just get rid of this guy and let's go to shapes, because shapes are the templating tool for you inside of Crystallize. This is what you build everything from. So a manufacturer should be of its own shape. This is there's a lot of interesting topics to talk about within information architecture, and I'm not going to dive into that, but this is how we would do it if we were to make a manufacturer. So let's make a new shape. We can make it a document, and we need some components here to describe it. We probably need a name for the manufacturer. We need some images, or maybe just one image, but let's call it images. And maybe like a brief, like some kind of description. It could be anything. I'm choosing the paragraph collection here for the brief because it's a set of repeatable titles and rich text and images, which doesn't lock me into anything. This allows me to be totally free. So this is the base of our manufacturer shape, and you could obviously have a lot of other things in here too.
If there's one thing I would add, Håkon, is maybe a relation.
Yes, that's true. Maybe we'll get to that. Let's just create this first and see what we need, right? But you're onto something, Didrik.
I think I am. Let's just see.
All right. So let's go here. So let's make a generic folder. Something like that. Now this is a generic folder. It has nothing. I'm not using my custom shape here. This is just to sort of group all of them. And inside this manufacturers here, I'm going to create a new document. I'm using a manufacturer shape, and I'm calling it Ferrari. Is that how you spell Ferrari? I think it is. And as you can see now, I got my name here, images, and brief, exactly like I specified in the shape. I can go into my shape definition as well. You can click the link above the name, and you will get to the actual shape to verify that this is in fact the components that it has. Go back again. You can go Ferrari and some information about Ferrari here. So now this is the hard part, actually writing content, really difficult stuff. I do think though that I have an image. Just give me a second here to locate that image. Did downloaded it just before this stream. I think I got it here. There we go. Okay, so it's not totally ready yet. It's not published, which means it's not available in our catalog, at least not yet. In order to do that, we have to publish it. And if we publish it, we can rerun this query and see, hey, in matter of fact, here we go. There's our wonderful manufacturer, where we have all the components that we defined. The document itself, it's pretty empty as of now, but that's okay. The next thing we want to do is to somehow relate the cars we've got to the manufacturers. So the way to do this is to use an item relation, Didrik, as you mentioned. Oh, here we go. You have a Fiat as well. Nice.
Yeah, I just started adding some more so we can populate the tenant.
Maybe we should tell people.
As well.
Yeah, okay. So good, Didrik. Maybe I'll just say that, yes. So while I do this, maybe you go in and add Fiat as well.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, so it's not just magically coming in here.
Yeah. Okay, nice, Didrik. So the manufacturer shapes, they need a relation here to the cars. So we've got one here, item relation, which is just for this kind of purpose. So we'll call it cars. These are the cars that this manufacturer has in its assortment. So let's go back to the Ferrari one and say, here are the cars. There are no cars yet. So the way to assign cars or anything else in the catalog is simple by dragging and dropping. So the Ferrari 250 gets in this cars relationship now. We can even publish the changes. If I check out how my API responds now, I should get an item relations here that has one item in it. It's the Ferrari 250 car. So far, so good. This is sort of prepping Crystallize to be able to have this notion of a manufacturer. What's the next step here? I guess for this video, we will be extending our boilerplate, but and that's in Next.js. It's all going to the web. But if you have an app, you could do it obviously in a different manner. If it's a point of sale system, it's a totally different thing. But for now, let's just focus on the Next.js boilerplate, which most people are using these days. So the first thing we want to do is to boot up the project. And I've cloned it here, and you can actually go in and find it yourself. I'm gonna show you right now as well. We made a new repository for all of these kind of things we're doing in live streams. And this is where you will find the mini cars example. So after this video, you can go ahead and fork this repository and try it out yourself to see how it works. It's essentially just a clean copy of the boilerplate. We spun it up using exactly these commands that it's in the Getting Started guide. And that's exactly the code that we're seeing right here. So I'll just start this up real quick and see what it yields as results. So all that we've done now is to add the manufacturers folder and the manufacturers inside of that. And if we open the project, let's see what it shows us. Nothing yet. Oh, I know why. Let's go back here. So manufacturers, the folder itself is not yet published. We'll start by publishing the folder itself. Now we probably have to, I'm not sure. Yeah, no, that's fine. So by publishing the folder, that gives me, we got the new menu item now, manufacturers. Magically, wow, fantastic. Whoa, it's even showing some stuff. That's amazing. It's not pretty though, and this is why we have Didrik here today. Let me just click this Ferrari 2. Oh yeah, look at this guy. Maybe we don't even need Didrik.
No, I think my job here is done.
Yeah, I mean,
it does display the information though. Isn't that the most important part?
Yes. This is exactly what it does. It takes whatever we have in our GraphQL API and just gets it on the screen. And this is very important to know about Crystallize and our boilerplate is that we don't know anything about your business. So the boilerplate's job is just to enable you to see that it's possible to get the information out, but it's really up to you to customize how it should look. And this is the whole reason right behind Crystallize, is to enable you to create a tailor-made shop for your customers. So we don't expect that this design here is what you want. In fact, we assume it's far from what you want. So let me show you what's going on, why it's showing it the way it's doing it. So it's hitting the catalog wildcard route here. And oh, by the way, we've got Visual Studio Live Share going on here. So I can see Didrik is somewhere up here.
Yeah, I'm here.
There you go. So we're doing many things. Yeah, hello, Didrik. We haven't tried live share in a video stream before, so this is kind of interesting. So what's happening is that our wildcard route here is picking up the folder that we created and the items that we did, and it's trying to find a good renderer for it, and it's mapping things to generic renderers. So the document here is responsible now for rendering the the Ferrari page. We can verify, we can go into the document here, the index file, and we'll just go something like, hello. And we should be getting hello here at top. Oh, just give this a second. There we go. Oh, even more beautiful. We're making it worse.
Inside the outer.
In any case, we know now that it's using the generic document one, right? And we don't really know how to render things for your business. So what you typically want to do when you run a shop is to create your own render things. So what we'll do, I'll make a copy of the document. This works, right? So I'll just call this manufacturer. I'll go in here and I'll just say, okay, maybe manufacturer page. We can also sort of rename these documents to something else if we want to. Maybe that's a good idea. Sure. Let's do that. And now this is not going to be picked up. Now our boilerplate doesn't know of this page component, so this will still render the same way. Oh, we haven't changed anything. We can probably go hello here.
Finally, inside the wrapper.
Yes. So it's not being picked up here. So we need to tell the generic catch-all routing here to sort of look for our manufacturer type and render that in a different way. And let me show you how we can do that. So all the paths that we generate are being currently fetched from Crystallize in this manner, just getting basically everything that you have in your catalog. It's 5 or 6 levels deep. So for every one of them, we check if you're running a multilingual shop or not, but else not. We're just gonna say this is their path, and that's fine. The type though we get from here. So generic catalog item, it's here. So we're gonna say that the renderer, it's your type. Then let's see. So generic type is being just go up here. Type is being fetched here. So for every route, we're getting a type and a language. Now, let me head over to the actual playground to show you what's happening. So API, Crystallize. Ooh. Here we go. And I want to go to minicars. This is available for everyone to try out. So you can go ahead and enter this address and play with the API as much as you would like. So I'm going to query a path of manufacturers. Ferrari. You can also go into this guy catalog. You can copy this guy, so you don't have to type that in. There we go. I want to get the English version, and let's just see. I don't have autocomplete, but there's a type. It's a document, but it's not enough, right? I don't want the document renderer for this. So I want to get the shape. Now, the shape name is available here. And this is very useful for you when you want to create your custom renderer for a manufacturer. So in fact, having shape name is really important now. So we'll add shape name to this guy. So this is fired get static props. This is something you can read about in the Next.js documentation. This is fired to get the properties for every page. This is our generic catalog page. Most of your routes, if you haven't set up specific ones, this is where it's going to fetch the properties for that specific page. So this is going to happen before we decide which renderer to use. So this is the perfect spot. So we'll get the shape too here, and we can even get the name. I can call it shape name. Right. And then here we'll say, well, we have a types map. I would like that there was something called a shapes map, and that I could look for a shape name. Oh, shape name. Let's call it that. I would like that there was such a thing. So let's create that thing, shouldn't we? We've got our types map here. I'm going to add a shapes map, and then it's the manufacturer name. And that one needs to know about which render component is it and how does it get its data. So currently per product page is not right. In fact, we can say this is manufacturer page. Page components manufacturer, and I'm just verify that this is what I did. Manufacturer. It exports a get data function. It's very good. And then my component here is manufacturer page, and it's get data. It's this. So Didrik, Stavros, are you with me? Does it make sense?
Still with you?
Yeah, following up.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let me continue then. So
you could say though that it is basically the same that you do in just over in the types map. It's just that here that you check on type, while here you check on name, just because you know what specific shape you are going to render.
Yes, exactly. Let me just go ahead and I know there's one other place too. Yeah, it's the renderer here. So we need to get the shape name here too. And that means we have to return the shape name as well as the type. So that's here. The shape name is being fetched here. So this is essentially all you have to do to create a new route in theory. Let's see if we forgot anything. So the task now is to see if we can get this hello thing out for that page. I go back to Ferrari, and if I reload, we should be seeing hello. Or something else, even better, we're getting an error. And that's fair enough. We're getting an error because it's no longer called document, it's called manufacturer. But in my query, I call it the document. I'll say it, and I will also show you this. This is GraphQL specific stuff, right? So it used to say document, and this just changes the the return JSON field name here from the fallback value is whatever you're querying, like catalog here. But in our case, we want manufacturer, like so. So simple enough. And whoa, here we go. Hello.
Hooray.
Hooray. So we've got let's just sum up for now. Let's just see what we got. We've got a custom shape called manufacturer. We've got a relation to cars, which we're currently not showing yet. Maybe we are. Maybe this is the one.
You are showing the relation, actually, just don't show any images, you just show showing the name.
True. And we've got the custom renderer now. It's just a copy of the document for now. Maybe Didrik, while I keep talking a bit about some more details about the code here, maybe you want to go in and prettyfy it. I don't know how you do the design thing. make it pretty?
Well, we can always try.
enough?
Let's call it prettify. Let's see if we can just make it readable at first.
Yeah. I could of course follow Didrik around when he's doing this, but I'll just lead him to it. We're using style components here. So for those who are not familiar with it, it's a CSS and JS library that allows us to extract styles and build time, and we hydrate them on the server. I'm sorry, on the client when the application is loaded. It is something that is proven for us at least to be really effective. We're saving a lot of time with it. A lot of complexities taken out of the equation, but you're obviously free to choose whatever styling library you want. This is just the one that comes with the boilerplate.
Yeah, I actually do feel the pressure now because I was going to show something in the product, but I can do something on the design page here as well on the manufacturer. So let's see what I can make. Okay.
Yeah, we can also what we can start off with a product too.
Let's just do this page. We can do product next time, just because we're closing in on half an hour.
True.
So just keep going, Håkon.
Yeah. So while Didrik is designing, I'll also show you something else that I want to highlight here. And this is the GraphQL querying we're doing. So if you're checking out the query itself for manufacturer, you can see it's a very generic one. It's getting everything. If it's a product, if it's an item, it's doing, God knows what. It's in fragments. What is fragments? Hard to tell. So whenever you're doing a new page and you want to optimize for speed and sort of load, deliver as few bytes as possible to the clients, you probably do not want to go this way here. This will just take whatever you might possibly have under this path. It fetches everything. Very cool, but not really effective if you want to, optimize for speed, and which you probably should. So if you want to, for instance, let me just go here, close a few tabs. If you want to just get the name, for instance, this is the one you would like to get, nothing else. What you should be doing is just noting this name here is the ID of the component. It's the same ID that you will find here. It's the name ID here. So if you copy that one, I'm gonna just clear this here, and you do component, and you do ID, this ID, and then you will see it's getting you that exact component. And you can do content, and you have to get the specific one. And this is a single line content, which has a text property. So this is exactly what I urge people to do when they're optimizing for performance, is to get exactly the content that you know that you're going to need. Sometimes it's everything, and sometimes it's just a single thing. So for this one, I would say, well, it's called name here. And if you have more components, images, right? You're going to get an error because we got component here and you got component here. So what does a JSON response look like? So we're applying the same trick as we do here by adding name here before component. And we're doing the same here, images. Like so. And we're not getting any content here because we're trying to get a single line content. That's not what this one is. Image content, and we want images. And then you can have stuff like URL. You probably want all the variants that we've got with at least URL and width, if we have any. But for now, I think this is fine. So by doing this, we're allowing you to sort of namespace every component. It's very, very useful. So I'll just copy this bit here and I'll move it into the code. This will clean up the dependencies quite a bit. I'm not using fragments. It's just a pure query. We can even call it manufacture. This doesn't matter though. It might help you if you have an error in, and then you can see in the stack trace that it's using this query. But since we don't have a GraphQL client here, it doesn't really matter. This is giving you a name and images, and then back in the manufacturer page, you can actually get that. So let me just get rid of all this here, because I know we do not need it. I think at least, yeah. So first of all, I think title should be name. This is the name that we gave. Name, and then the way to get that name is to go to manufacturer, components, and you do name. And we know that name has content and text, so we can just get that too. Content, text. There we go. And you can do the same for images. That's your images. Content images. There we go. And the description, that was the brief. Wasn't that what it's called? I think it was. So brief, components, brief. Sometimes would like autocomplete. And this is essentially like all of the paragraphs, but you know what? Oh wait, I think the brief was. This is. Oh yeah, and there's related products too. We must need them. So paragraph collection content has paragraphs. It has title. It has body. I want the JSON of the body and images and URL probably. Title needs text. It's a bit verbose the way we do our GraphQL, but just bear with us. It's good for you. We're getting some awesome stuff here though. So this is nice and good. Let's add brief as well. How are you doing with styling, Didrik?
Not good, to be honest, because the site has been broken.
Oh, yeah, it's because I'm transforming the entire thing.
But you know what? I think we can schedule another session just for some design stuff and how to modify the CSS here.
You're probably right.
Components.
You're probably right, because this is taking more time than I anticipated.
Yeah, but no worries. It's great to just be here and to follow you.
Oh my Lord. So hold on. Yeah. So what if I do this? We'll just take out the things that doesn't work right now. This is related products. We can do that too. Oh, no, not colon. There we go. So now it works. No, still not. What have we got? We've got something.
The brief here. Nice.
I think it's the manufacturers. It's the, of course, we don't have components.
Nope.
We skipped that part. There we go.
Yes. So this is my beautiful design. It's pretty minimalistic.
I want to see it. This is what it says, man.
That's not my fault.
Oh, here we go. Ferrari. This is nice.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. True. So we've been over our sort of limit of half an hour. So maybe this is what we'll sort of end with today. We will clean up the queries just a bit, but this is the general idea of it: getting exactly the things that you want. And then that will give Didrik the freedom next time to beautifully design this as he wants. I don't know what goes on inside of your design head.
I think we're just going to focus on the basics, on centralizing all the content, and also tune the front a bit, so the front page, the grid, and how we can style a product component or the micro format from a component.
Yeah.
Basically those,
These guys.
And if there's anyone here watching that has any wishes, please let me know. We can go through that next week, I think, because like Håkon said, we are stretching the hours a bit here, or the minutes.
Yeah, we are. So if anyone has any sort of wishes, like Didrik said, in regards to design or like how we can pull data out, I will add the rest of sort of getting the related cards too here. So that's something which will be added in the GitHub repo. But so feel free to add and ask in the community Slack channel that we have if you have any more wishes for things that we should talk about in this Minicars wonderful eShop that we've got going on here.
Wait.
That's great. I think like most people are very happy that we're going to be doing a design workshop next week or whenever we're going to be pushing that out. We haven't decided on the timing yet. I do have a couple of questions that are piled up that I can't reply to, or I'm not too sure. So because it's styling, so I have no idea.
Oh no.
To be honest, yeah, exactly, right. So we got a question regarding like Next.js if it's having issues with hydration when using style components. We have like we have not noticed that, or I don't know.
Yes, really. Yes, yeah. This is a very valid question. Of course, yes. So everything React specific is really JavaScript heavy. So it's rendered once on the server, and then most cases for this example, it's just on an HTML on the edge, but still, it's created on the server and then rehydrated again at the client. So the client is receiving the HTML, and then a whole bunch of JavaScript, and it's just recreating the entire DOM. And people ask themselves, like, why are we doing that? That doesn't make any sense. Like, and it's a bunch of extra effort for the phone to do. If the phone rendering, that's the typical case. If you have a slow device, it's taking up a bit of your resources. So it's a very valid question, and there's really no good answer to this or solution to this as of now. It's not something you would notice on a medium power device, but if you're running a slow device, this is definitely something that is going to be an issue. And we have written a few blog posts about this. It's in one particular called Uncanny Valley, which is a very, very relevant topic, which you should look into. And there are some things you can do. And we do mention some of the solutions in that blog post. So check that out.
Awesome. Cool. See, I didn't know what to answer there. So
I'm glad Håkon was here, because that's more of a technical question on how sub components work.
Exactly. So another nice input was that maybe we can look into having something like payment integration in the future and check how and show people how they can do that. Although we do publish or try to be publishing components that do just that, specifically for requested or most requested the payment providers. But we appreciate what I'm trying to say is that we appreciate like all the input. So, and this is exactly what we want to see, what people need to be keep moving forward and keep making great solutions. So we'll keep that in mind. And just like the guy said, just fire off any requests you have in the Slack community channel. And we'll be looking into that for sure.
Yeah. And we seriously will love all the questions we're getting, and especially like the tricky ones, the hard ones. And obviously, like, all questions are good. Not saying you need to have a hard, like a different question, but don't be afraid to sort of ask a difficult question, because that's the stuff that we need to answer.
Exactly.
Basically, these live streams are based on questions that we get. So you guys dictate what we talk about.
Precisely. Yeah, precisely. So awesome. I think that's a wrap up. Thanks everyone for joining us in this session.
Great to be here.
And yeah, great designing. I mean,
thank you.
Yeah, but we'll see you signing in the next one. I'm certain of it. I'm pretty sure that people are really curious in how they can make things beautiful, and even take a look and or take ideas, get ideas in. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining. We'll see you hopefully the next one. We'll be letting everyone know when the next live stream will be and what we're going to be showing, although we do have an idea. It's Didrik part 1 showing his skills.
Let's try at least. Let's try.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you everyone, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one.